raging stream across the land. Sancho grips the metal band. Wheels spinning, skies ablaze, chasing green through fire.
Oh, right. I've just got back from one of those rides where it's set out with all intents and purposes to be a lovely ride. It was a classic two-stroke meet, so I took the T-to-R over in Maidstone, and I knew the weather was going to be a little bit iffy, so I decided to go with Gore-Tex, but gee, I did not anticipate the weather that I just had. Just about a 90-mile round trip there and back. Hold on, let me just shut the door. And let me shut, hold on. As I say, about a 90-mile round trip there and back on my 1989 T-to-R 250, and let's just say I got there and the weather suddenly turned biblical. We had thunder, we had lightning, absolutely torrential rain, so wet that my gloves are actually sopping. Let me put light there. And it's so wet that you can get the dye, the black dye from your gloves coming through into your hands. It was nasty, nasty shit, I've got to say. But that kicks my arse into wanting to do this video, because I've been meaning to do this review for a little while. My trousers, they're dry enough now, but I'm feeling a bit damp inside. I've had these for a few years, my Dainese textile trousers. They're beginning to give up the ghost bit. But this jacket is a Weise Recon, and I've had it probably on test since about February time. So I've been using it all sorts of weathers. Obviously at this moment it's what, the 6th of July. So I've obviously taken the winter lining out, but I've been using this absolutely daily for going to work in all sorts of weathers, coming home day and night in it. And I've been commuting in it, I've been riding in it at weekends, whatever, I've been using it. If the weather's been foul, I've been using this, and it has not missed a beat. Even with the summer lining in it, taking out the thicker winter lining, I've just ridden through some absolutely torrential rain where it's literally, you could not see where you were going, and not a drop has got through this. I've got to say, it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to go and get changed into something a little bit less damp on my bottom half. We'll start up again and I'll get this review underway, but believe me, this jacket is absolutely fantastic, absolutely no shadow of a doubt about that. I'll go into a bit more detail soon. See you in a second. Well, I've just got it changed and out of the gear, all hanging up again now. Obviously I put the jacket indoors just to get ready to do a little bit more on it, but just thought I'd show you underneath. I've got this t-shirt on. Look, absolutely dry as a bone, absolutely dry as a bone. Can't be said the same about my shorts, however. Hold on, there you go, down there, shorts. Yep, they look like I've pissed myself. So yeah, I think those Dainese trousers will be retiring very soon, and I'll probably get myself a pair of, if the jacket's anything go by, a pair of Weise trousers to go with it. Anyway, let's get indoors. Let's have a closer look. I'm going to go and change my soggy bottoms a little bit, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Hi now, welcome back. Obviously, I started the video next door, just in the garage when I got home. I've been to change out of my rather soaked shorts, but you might notice still got the same t-shirt on, still bone dry. Anyway, this is a review of this, the Weise Recon jacket. Now, I know just now when I did my initial introduction, I did refer to it as Gore-Tex. Now obviously it's not Gore-Tex, I suppose it's just a coin of phrase. It's obviously a different material we'll go into shortly. Anyway, bike jackets, they're a bit of an acquired taste, aren't they, sometimes? People like different things for different uses, you've got different cuts, but the Recon from Weise it's a bit of a do-it-all really, and it will suit anything. It's got quite tactical looks, as you'll see in the photographs, so it's a bit difficult to just show you here, but I'll put a photograph up just in the corner there of one of the stock photographs to give you an idea of the overall look of the jacket. It's got a bit of a military styling to it, a bit of tactical look, but I'll tell you, it really is, as you probably got the hint from there, it is a first-class performance. Now, military styling doesn't always necessarily equal motorcycle practicality, but every now and then a bit of tactical attitude does meet with genuine all-round rideability and practicality. And that's exactly what I found with a Weise Recon jacket. It had been on my radar for a little while, and I got sent one for review, this very jacket here, got sent that for review in February. As I say now, it's early July, so I've been using it for a couple of months through all different sorts of weathers. I've probably done a couple of thousand miles in that jacket now on my commutes and just generally out and about. Everything from really, really, really nice weather where I wanted something a little bit more practical and less overwhelmingly hot, let's just say, than leathers. Something that might breathe a little bit, but also on the colder mornings when it was a little bit icy out, or those colder kind of spring mornings too, winter and spring mornings, and wet commutes where it really needed to behave itself. And I have come away really, really 100% genuinely impressed with the jacket. So out of the box, when I first picked it up, it immediately felt reassuring. I'll tell you what, no, sod it, I'm going to just put the damn thing on, I think. Hold on, wait one. Waste of time doing a review about something and not wearing it, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. Out of the box, when I first picked it up, the Recon felt reassuring with solid build quality. The stitching is clean, it's all nicely done, and the outer shell, I will say a durable outer shell, is made from 600D polyester. It's clearly not a budget jacket, but it doesn't feel overbuilt or cumbersome at all once you're wearing it. Styling's spot on too. There's absolutely minimal logo. I mean, I don't know if you can quite see it here, but you've got a small Weise logo here and on the back, but there's nothing shouting out. My Dainese jacket, which obviously has been retired due to this, is a little bit more leery, but this is a little bit more subtle. So actually, when I'm at work and I need to go out and about and do stuff, if I'm on the bike, I don't have to fuss about having to find another jacket, because actually you can get away with wearing it, to be fair. And as I say, it doesn't feel cumbersome. As I say, minimal logos, the matte finish on it, and it has a military field jacket vibe, I suppose. That makes it just feel as home on the bike as off it, as I was just saying. And obviously I've gone for black, but that's just classic and just goes with everything. But it also comes in an olive green. I'll put the picture up just there. If you fancy something different. And yet again, it's the same jacket, just a different colour. Now, fit and comfort. This jacket is comfortable from the off. Now, as you can see, I'm not the biggest or the smallest of people, and I find some jackets are either too restrictive in the arms or too baggy around the middle or whatever. The Recon here, that's avoided both. Size large is pretty true to size, and it's adjustable enough to suit different layers. So as you can see, I've only got a t-shirt underneath now, but you can put different layers on or have your hoodie on underneath, and it's absolutely fine. With this 75 GSM quilted thermal linering, it's snug, but it's not too tight. As I say, strip it out for warmer days and you've got plenty of room to breathe. The arms, they're properly pre-curved, which meant there's no bunching behind the elbows, even when tucked in a bit on a naked bike or riding a sports bike, whatever. I didn't have to fight the jacket, and I don't have to fight the jacket to move around on the bike. Whether I was doing tight U-turns or just looking over my shoulder in traffic, the jacket moves with me. It moves nicely. The collar sits nicely under your helmet too. It's not too high, and there's no chaffing. Now, what I would say is sometimes if the weather turns really foul, if you've got one of those kind of a neck or a snood or whatever underneath, that really gets rid of any chance of anything seeping in, but I've not found that to be a problem. Although I can appreciate when it gets really, really heavy, that might become an issue, but I've not experienced that myself. Now, performance in the saddle. I've worn this jacket on everything from 15-minute coffee runs to a few solid 2-hour rides across A and some country A roads and some country lanes. Across all of it, one word kept coming to mind, and that's unfussy. It doesn't demand attention, it doesn't flap around, it doesn't feel heavy. I was free to focus on the ride without ever thinking what the jacket was doing. That to me is a sign of well-designed kit. On cold morning commutes, the removable quilted liner was warm enough to keep me warm with just a shirt underneath. And by midday I pulled the liner out and the jacket still felt breathable enough, even for low 20s, without things getting too clammy. And obviously recently we've had some really hot weather here towards the end of June, early July. And yeah, if you're stuck in traffic, yeah, it does maybe start to get a little bit warm. But when you're moving and the air flows through, it's absolutely fine. It's not bad at all. There's no direct venting. There's no zippered air intakes on the jacket, and it's not a summer-specific jacket. But even without active air vents, as I say, I stayed relatively cool on hotter days thanks to the inner mesh lining and its breathable construction. Waterproofing and wind protection. I've tested the Recon now in light rain and some fairly grim downpours, and it's held up impressively well, as you probably could tell from the intro to this video. The drop liner isn't laminated, so the outer will eventually get damp, but as you can see, I've stayed completely dry underneath it, even without the thicker layer in to act as another level. The storm flap behind the zip does its job, and the cuffs, as you can see, I was fiddling about with them just now, they seal really well, over gloves, under gloves, whatever, they're Velcro, and they do seal really well. It also blocks the wind like an absolute champ. At motorway speeds I've had no cold air pushing through the seams or up the hem, and combined with a thermal liner, it makes for a great 3-season jacket, maybe even 4 if you ride in extremes. Now, the armour. The armour inside this jacket is what really stands out. I mean, here you go, I've got bits and pieces in here. It is absolutely fantastic. Where do I put it? It's over here. It uses Re-Zero armour, and you might say who, but believe me, this stuff is absolutely light years ahead of its competition, and that's what really sets this jacket apart. Re-Zero are based in the southeast, just down the road actually. I met the guys from Re-Zero in Brighton, and it provides cutting edge armour with a green ethos. It's all CE level 1 approved, and it's lightweight and it's biodegradable. Honestly, this is the most comfortable armour I've ever used. I mean, look, I can screw it all up like that, and it's not hard, it's just soft, and it moves with you, it moulds to you. It's absolutely fantastic armour, this stuff. It's the best armour, I'll be honest, it's the best armour I've ever used. I won't lie about that. There's no hard edges, so there's no pressure on your elbows, there's no digging in when you lean forward, and as you can see, it's thin and it's flexible, and it contours with your movement. If you've worn D3O before, this feels even lighter and more breathable. After a couple of hours, I generally forgot the armour was there, which is exactly what you want until you need it. There's even a back protector in the back, made out of the same stuff. There's elbows standard, and there's also shoulder armour put in there too. As I say, all of it is level 1 certified. Now, pockets and finishing touches. Let's just put these to one side, they're distracting me. Now, I love a jacket with proper storage, and this is where the Recon really delivers. There are 9 external pockets, including a pair on the sleeves for your earplugs, keys, fuel cards, etc. I'll count them here. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, there's 8, and there's another one and somewhere else that I've completely neglected to find. But yeah, there's a shed ton of pockets. You're never going to run out of storage in it, and they can fit so much in. I mean, I've had my phones, I've got my wallet, got the side stamp up, I've got my... Oh, and you've got an inner liner here, you've got my work pass inside here, more pockets in here, more clips. I mean, you're never going to run out of space. And as I say, it really delivers. And there's 3 internal pockets, including a waterproof one for your phone or other documents. And every pocket I've used so far has stayed absolutely bone dry in wet conditions. The zips, they all feel chunky and robust, and they're easy to use with gloved hands, especially if you've got thinner gloves on. Thicker gloves, it might be a little bit of a knack, but very easy enough to use. The waist and hem adjusters around here, they help fine tune the fit, and there's a connecting zip at the back if you want to pair it to another pair of Weise trousers. Reflective detailing is minimum, but it's there if you need it, but it doesn't shout out, "Hey, look, I'm high vis. Look at me." It's quite subtle. So I suppose overall, verdict on this: it really is a solid all-rounder jacket with really good style, and at £229.99, so under 230 quid. The Recon sits really in that sweet spot between entry-level budget jackets and high-end laminated tourers. And honestly, it outperforms its price tag. The comfort, the protection, the versatility are all absolutely spot on in my mind. Add in the ReZero armour. There it is again. Sorry, that's the remote control. ReZero armour there. And proper wet weather performance. And it's a jacket I reach for more often than not. And whether I'm commuting, riding out with my mate to meet my mates, or heading off for a day's solo blasting, it uses it all. It might not be the most technical market on the jacket, far from it, but it's easily one of the most wearable I've ever used. What else can I say? It's tough, it's sharp looking, it's incredibly comfortable to ride in. It's the kind of kit that disappears into the background in the best possible way. So I suppose, would I recommend it? Without hesitation, absolutely yes. For everyday riders who want a no-fuss, do-it-all textile jacket that looks just as good off the bike as it does on it, this is an absolute cracking bit of kit. I would say, obviously with its CE rating, obviously everything's got to be CE rated now. This is a AA CE rated. You really can't go wrong. That's as good as it gets. So I'm giving this a solid 10 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant jacket. And you know what? Why is it? Thanks for sending this to test. I'm keeping this and I'm using it. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, 10 out of 10. Yeah, highly recommended. It's going to be my go-to for whatever weather if I'm not wearing my leathers now. And yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye.